Hello there, stamping friends. Welcome. Today is week 2 of my 3-part series called Brighten Your Day. And today we're going to use the stamp set Two-Toned Flora. We're going to make 3 cards, and the theme this week is birthday cards. Of course, you can use any sentiment that you want to. But Brighten Your Day is all about making colorful, cheerful cards that you can send to someone to brighten their day. I am Terry Hartley, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, Rustic Barn Cards. Let's turn the camera down and let's start stamping. Before we start our Week 2 of Brighten Your Day series, I just want to put a plug in for a class that is to go, and I'm kind of extending celebration a little bit by offering an Adorable Owls card class to go the month of March. So what you will receive is the card supplies to make this cute little box. Hoot Hoot, you're so cute. You will also receive make and takes for 6 cards, 2 of each of the 3 designs. So here's a fun fold. And my friend, it's your day. You will receive over $25 of product, a blender pen, these glossy dots, and a roll of the pool party, a yard of our natural woven ribbon, plus some designer series paper from Celebration. And again, you can register now. The information is in the description down below if you would like to order this kit that will be shipped right to your house. And again, it's limited supply, so first come, first serve. So when the Adorable Owls card kit is gone, you won't be able to register, but it is open right now. So again, the contact how to register, more information is in the description below. All right, let's get started for today. Today is week 2 of Brighten Your Day, and that is all about me sharing bright and cheerful cards with you. There's going to be some gift cards during these 3 weeks, fun folds and gift boxes that you can make and send to someone to brighten their day. So this is week 2, Tuesday, March 7th. Welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. But if you missed week 1, I will link that video at the end of this one. And then next Tuesday, March 14th at 1 p.m. Central, I will be sharing week 3 of my Brighten Your Day series. Okay, let me show you the first card that we're going to make. Here is our card, Happy Birthday, and the theme for week 2 are birthday cards. So this week is all about birthday cards. I'm going to be using the Two-Toned Flora from the mini catalog, and as you can see, it does not have any sentiments. So I'm going to be using the sentiments from Art Gallery stamp set, which is in the annual catalog, and I'm going to be using the Happy Birthday. You could use any Happy Birthday sentiment that you have. And then I am going to be using, this comes as a bundle, so I will be using the dies. And I will not be cutting out the dies for your make and takes, but I will give you basic white cardstock so you can stamp and die cut your dies. And then I'm going to be using this week the Fancy Flora Designer Series paper, which is just really, really gorgeous. And as a matter of fact, for our first card, I'm going to be using this Designer Series paper. There's 2 sides. We're going to be using this side. And then for our first project, I will be using this 3D embossing folder. And this is the Cane Weave embossing folder that you'll find in the mini catalog. Let me lay that aside. We're going to need 4 inks today. We're going to use Fresh Freesia, Granny Apple Green, and Orchid Oasis, plus our Memento Black ink. And I'm going to share 3 cards with you. If you would like to receive the cards free, you can do that by placing a $35 order with me before tax and shipping this week through Saturday, March 11th. More information in the description. Let's go ahead and make this first card. So you'll have your card base, and I'm going to fold that over. You'll have some scrap of basic white to stamp on, an envelope with everything that you need will be inside. Make sure I have everything. And you'll have a basic white layer that will already be embossed with that cane weave. Some Orchid Oasis layer, a strip of Granny Apple Green, and your designer series paper. So I'm going to lay this aside and we're going to do a little stamping. So I'm going to turn my designer series paper this way, bring in some scrap or some small grid paper I'm going to use to stamp off. I'm going to be using fresh freesia. And I'm going to be using the smallest, or one of the small flowers. It's next to the smallest flower. And I'm going to start with the one that is kind of rough and has the outline. And then I'm just going to stamp on our designer series paper. And I'm going to do this full strength. And just kind of go around the edges. And I can even turn it. So I'm just stamping right on my designer series paper. And that's all I need to do for this. So let me set that aside. And then we're going to bring in the smooth, the one that for the inside. And on this one, I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp on. So stamp off. Now you could do full strength for both of these if you wanted to. So this is 2-step. This one's turned this way, so we'll line that up. If you don't get it exactly, it's okay. But these are fairly easy to line up. So seems like sometimes 2-stepping is not easy, but I find that these flowers, now that I've said that, I'll probably have trouble, right? And I think we just have one more. All right, and I left a little space there, but that's okay because I'm going to add a layer of Orchid Oasis cardstock. So let me just go and leave the fresh freesia out. We're going to lay this aside and go ahead and continue with our stamping. And we're going to need we're going to need 3 large flowers, and 2 of them are going to be in the fresh freesia. So again, I'm going to bring in the larger flower. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up, and we will just stamp 3 times. Then I'm going to bring the one that goes in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up and stamp off. And then I line that up as a little bit of a curve, and then you see kind of goes in there. So that's how I'm lining this up. Let me see if I can bring that down so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ink up our flower, stamp off, and then bring this right in here. And actually I just needed two, but never hurts to do an extra one. I need 3 flowers, but I just need 2 in the fresh freezer. So I'm going to clean those off because we're going to do 1 flower in Orchid Oasis. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and ink up the one that is kind of rough. I would like to do the outline first. I'm going to turn our basic white scrap so I have enough room to add our flower. Then I'm going to come back in and there we go, stamp off, and then we will line this up, and then we will die cut these out using our dies. I have that already finished, but let's go ahead and bring in the other scrap you'll find in your make and take, and that will be the leaf. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. Let's go back out. And I'm just going to ink this up, and I am going to stamp this twice. And while I have then I will die cut these out. While I have our Granny Apple Green ink out, I'm going to bring in that little strip of Granny Apple Green and Happy Birthday. I'm going to go ahead and stamp or ink this Happy Birthday up. And then I'm going to go ahead and place that right here on the left. Happy Birthday. Now I can leave that, but you know, I think I'm going to do that maybe in Orchid Oasis. I don't feel like, I do like tone on tone sometimes, but I think I'm going to turn that over and we are going to stamp it in Orchid Oasis. I just think this will probably show up better. That's a little crooked, so we'll just cut another one. This is a 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, now let me see if I can get my head over here so we can get it lined up better. There we go. So let's bring everything in. I have already die cut our flowers before I started today, so that would save us some time. Bring our card base back in with our basic white layer of cane weave and our designer series paper. So the designer series paper is the same size as the front, but if you would like this make and take kit for week 2 of Brighten Your Day mailed to you, you'll have all of the measurements and pictures. This is a beautiful side too, isn't it? But I wanted to stamp on the designer series paper, so therefore the other side worked better for me. So we want to get this lined up on the front of our card. Then I'm going to bring in the layer of Orchid Oasis, and we're going to put that about right here. So we'll add some adhesive. So my theme is bright and cheerful cards, and I know we all need birthday cards. So we're going to line that up just a little bit more to the left, so not exactly in the center. You have more space over here than you do over here. And then we're going to add our cane weaving, and you could actually use either side. It's just whatever you want. So I'm going to add that right here. All right, get that lined up. And now we are going to pop up our flowers. So I'm just going to kind of lay them. Maybe one here, one there. Just kind of get a placement for them. And then we will just tuck in our leaves. Or maybe we want to put our leaves first. We're going to pop those up. I think I'm going to put the leaf here. But I think I can probably just stick those leaves in there like that. All right, let's go ahead and add our dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and add that one right here. And I'm going to place this one kind of going down. And our Orchid Oasis flower, we will kind of put it right here. It looks like I already have that in there. So we're just going to add some glue for this. And you could pop up your leaves if you wanted to. But I'm just going to go ahead and add some adhesive. And then we will just pop that up right there. And then we'll bring in our sentiment, and I'm just going to make a little banner, so just at one end. So I'm just going to cut right in the middle, and then kind of go from each side. And then a little tip, I want to add this banner right here, but I've already popped up my flowers, so I'm going to add glue under the happy and then add my dimensionals, starting with birthday. And then put 2 right here, 2 dimensionals, but then I'll add some glue right here because the flowers is already popped up. Okay, then we're going to bring this about right here. And we have our happy birthday card. But of course we need some embellishments, right? So let's bring in those adhesive back milky dots. And I am going to use, you could use the larger ones. I'm just going to use these light kind of a mauve, I guess. I think that would be perfect. Sure, there's a certain color, and mauve is not the right color, right? So maybe they are fresh freesia. I don't remember all the, I know this is Night of Navy and Mango Melody, but I'm not sure. You have 4 different colors in these milky dots. And like I said, if you place a $35 order with me through Saturday, March 11th, you will receive this card kit free, mailed to you, to make 3 cards, one of each of them I'm going to make today, with envelopes and a PDF with dimensions and photos. But if you place a $50 order or more with me by Saturday, I will also send you a complete package of the Milky Dots. And everything's all more is in the description. Okay, here's our first card. Happy birthday. So I hope you like it. Let's make the second card. For our second card, we're going to still be using the two-tone Flora stamp set and the dies that come with it. And here is our second card, Happy Birthday. So this is what we're going to make. And let me bring in what we're going to need. So this would be just like what you would receive if you place an order with me and I send you the make and takes. And make and takes is exactly this. It's the supplies for you to make the cards. You'll receive a scrap of basic white, and this is just a regular size card base, basic white thick. I like to use basic white thick for my card bases if I'm using basic white. So we'll go ahead and give that a good crease, set that aside, and I'll take the other pieces out of our envelope. So we have a piece of Calypso Coral, Designer Series paper, and Soft Succulent. We're going to do some stamping. I'm going to be using Soft Succulent, So Saffron, and Orchid Oasis. You know, I said in that first card we were going to use Memento Black ink, but I'm not sure that we even used Memento Black ink. Okay, our card is going to open up this way, so I'm going to place the longer side of our Soft Succulent at the top, and I'm going to bring in these little flowers from our two-tone Flora stamp set right here, and you have some, well, they almost kind of look like stars, but there are also some little tiny flowers, but we're going to use these four right here. And then I'm going to use Soft Succulent. So we're going to kind of make our own Designer Series paper. And just going to go ahead and tone on tone. You can stamp off, but I think we will just go ahead and stamp full strength. And I'm just going to do that just randomly. I think that looks good. And you notice how I turned my block just to get a little bit different variation when I was doing the stamping. Okay, I'm going to lay this aside right now because I want to continue with our stamping. And we're going to stamp our flowers. So I'm going to use the scrap of basic white. And I'm going to need the So Saffron. I'm going to use So Saffron and my Soft Succulent. So I'm going to go ahead and open these two up, and I'm going to bring that largest flower in our stamp set. And again, I'm going to start with the one that has those raised edges, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this up in the Soft Succulent. And then I'm going to do that one more time. Then I'm going to come back with the flower that is flat, and we're going to go ahead and ink that up in So Saffron. And I'm going to do full strength with the So Saffron on my first flower. Then I'm going to ink this up again. And I'm going to bring in another grid paper and stamp that off. And then we will stamp that on. Make sure I get it lined up the best way I can. And then I'm going to come back with the larger flower. We're going to do just a So Saffron flower. So I'm going to come back with the outline, which is the one that's has a little bit rougher. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that full strength of So Saffron. Then I'm going to come back with the other flower. I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp on. Okay, we have 3 flowers that we will die cut. Before we do that, I'm going to bring in these leaves. And I'm going to go ahead and close up our So Saffron. We won't need that anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and ink up our little leaves. And we will stamp those 3 times at full strength. And then here are the 2 dies that we can place on each of our flowers and our leaves and go ahead and die cut those out, which I already have done for us. So that saves us just a little bit of time. Now, if you do not have the dies, but you have the stamp set, you could definitely just fussy cut these out with a pair of scissors, and that would work. Okay, we're going to stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to bring in that Calypso Coral layer, and I'm going to bring in Orchid Oasis. And we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. And I plan to stamp it a little bit in the middle, but to the right of our We're ready to put our card together. So we're going to bring in our card base, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it a good crease again. And bring in our soft succulent layer, and we're going to just go ahead and adhere that right on top of our card base. So I opened up a new bottle of our Tombow multi-purpose glue. And we are going to add, this is the same layer, just like the first card. Same layer, or same size as the front of our card base. And I'm going to grab our Designer Series paper. And I'm going to make a banner on this. So I'm going to bring in a larger pair of scissors. And I don't know, I'm just going to maybe come up 1/2 inch maybe. I'm going to try to eyeball it in the middle. Make a straight line and then come in this corner. Might be able to see better on over here. And then do the same over here. And then we have a little banner that we can add right down here. So we'll add some adhesive. You know, I don't think it's exactly straight, but we're going to be adding some, it's not perfect, but we're going to be adding some flowers, so it'll be okay. I do want to add the top of the Designer Series paper at the top of my card. And once again, I'm going to put it a little bit more to the left and have a little bit more space here. And then I'm going to add my happy birthday right here in the middle. My Calypso coral. So we'll put that right here. And then we're going to bring our flowers in, and then we're going to pop them up. And kind of on our card with dimensionals. And then we're just going to tuck our leaves in behind that. So I'm just going to place this one about right there. Let's go ahead and pop the next one up. Probably 2 dimensionals is all you need on the flowers. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that one right there. And we will put this one right here. And then I'm just going to add a little adhesive. Well, a little more than a little, but that's because I have that brand new bottle, so I need to be careful. I'm just going to tuck that right there. And I'll try just to add a small amount. There we go. And we will maybe tuck that right here. And then we have one more little leaf cluster. And I'm going to go ahead and put that about right here. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in our mossy dots. Now, if you like these cards, just place an order with me by Saturday, and I would love to send you the make and take kit for one of each of these 3 cards with envelopes and a PDF. You must use this host code, but I also have it in the link that you can just click on and place your order in the description. Well, let's go ahead and use the Mango Melody. I know we use So Saffron, but I think this is Mango Melody. I think I'm going to put them right over here. Get that picked up, and let's go ahead and put that right here. And we'll just put it right down here, maybe. Okay, here is our second card. Quick and easy, a happy birthday, bright and cheerful. Are you ready to make our third card? So this is our third card for week 2 of Brighten Your Day series. And I'm going to be using the basic white thick cardstock for my card base. And it's already scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to crease that. And then I'm going to be using a layer of Orchid Oasis, some designer series paper from the Flora, and then I have 2 squares in Orchid Oasis and basic white. So you don't have to worry about which way to place your basic white because it is a square. And this is 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. All right, let's go ahead and layer our designer series paper on our Orchid Oasis cardstock. So this is going to be a quick and easy birthday card, but I think you'll like it. It's bright and cheerful. So we'll just go ahead and place that right down here. Now, I'm not showing you the card first. I'm going to add this to the card base. But I would love to hear in the comments if you prefer to see the card first before I make the card. Or would you rather be surprised? So we're just going to go ahead and place this on our card base. And now we'll do a little stamping. Okay, so I'm going to use Orchid Oasis for this card and Calypso Coral. And I'm going to bring in the largest flower, and I'm going to be stamping the one that has the outline, and I know that because it's the rougher edge. And I'm going to stamp this full strength. I'm going to stamp it right on our basic white. Then I'm going to come back with the large flower that's a smooth, and that's the one I'm going to use to fill in. Now, you know, it really doesn't matter whether you use the outline stamp first or the one that you fill in first. I just tend to like to use the outline one first. But I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to come in and stamp on our outline. And here we have that beautiful, I think that the Orchid Oasis makes just a beautiful, beautiful flower. I love this color. Calypso Coral. We're going to use that for our sentiment. Happy birthday. And it's a little crooked. I tend to have trouble keeping my head, so we're just going to go ahead and do that again. Let me bring in, and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp Happy Birthday first. Well, that was not much better because I moved. So we're going to turn that over. And we're going to see if 3 times is a charm. All right, much better. Okay, now we're going to come and add our flower. So we'll just, and I think maybe adding the sentiment first, then I can place my flower a little bit lower than I did the first time because I was worried that I wouldn't have enough room. So it's all going to work out. Don't need to ink that up again. I need to bring the inside flower in and ink this up and then stamp off. And then we're going to line it up. I lined up right there at that bottom where the indentation is. And there we have that beautiful flower and Orchid Oasis. And then we're going to go ahead and layer these two together. But I'm going to, another little trick. So this shows kind of the cutting edge. So I'm going to bring in my bone folder and I'm just going to press that on those ridges there. And smooth that out so you don't see those little ridges from where I use the trimmer. And then I'm going to layer this right on our layer of Orchid Oasis cardstock. And then we're definitely going to pop this up. So I'll bring our dimensionals in. Just going to put 5, 1 in each corner and 1 in the middle. Now, of course, if you do not need birthday cards, you can most certainly change the sentiment. And then this time I am going to place this, try to place this about in the middle and also straight. And then bring in those mossy, not mossy, but milky. Bring in the milky dots. And we'll pick up two of those. Use this side. And trying to decide. Let's, you know, I think I'm going to add that right here. So here is our third card of our week 2 of Brighten Your Day, which are all about bright and cheerful cards. So here was this sample card, and then here is the card that we just made. So let me bring in, here is our first card that we made today. And here is our second card. And then, or this is our, sorry, this is, I'll get this, let's try this again. Here is our first card that we made. Here is our second card that we made. And then here is our third card. So all of these cards are quick and easy. They're bright and they're cheerful. And I think anyone would love to receive them. I'd love to, for you to leave me a comment and let me know which one is your favorite. Again, you can just copy from this video and make these cards, but maybe you would like to have me cut and prepare these cards for you. So when you receive them, all you have to do is put them together. So I would, you know, send the card bases and all the cardstock cut and ready for you to put together. Thank you for watching my week 2 of a 3-part series called Brighten Your Day. I hope you like these cards. If you would like to have the card packet that has all the supplies to make each of these 3 cards, then place an order with me by Saturday, March 11th of 2023. Make sure you use the host code. In the description, you have the link where you can just click and the host code is included. And I will do all the cutting and the embossing for you, send you the designer series paper. So all of the supplies I'll send you as far as the cardstock and everything, along with the PDF that will have the measurements and photos for you. If you place a $50 order with me, I'll send you the card kit that will have the supplies to make these 3 cards, along with a package of our Milky Dots. So I hope you enjoyed week 2. If you missed week 1, you'll see that up at the corner. You can click and watch that. And the only other class I have going on right now is my Adorable Owls, which includes the stamp set, $25 worth of product. Shipping is included, and that is $48 during the month of March or until the class is sold out, and there's information in the description. If you have some crafty friends, and I'm sure you do, please share this video. I would appreciate it because it helps me but also I hope that it helps your friends to be inspired in their card making. Again, I'm Terry Hartley, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at Rustic Barn Cards. Thank you for being here. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.